Hi, my name's Holly and I'm a mixed media artist from Hertfordshire in the UK. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can turn these little wooden shapes into gel printed brooches or badges. If that's something that you would be interested in, then keep on watching. Okay, so for this project, you're going to need some wooden shapes. So I've got some heart ones here, but you can use all sorts of other shapes. I have some dragonflies, some rabbits that I've bought. So there's all sorts of different shapes you can use. Just go and have a look at your local crafty shop. I'm sure you can find some. I think I bought these in the Works in the UK, and they were only £3 for a little packet. You're going to need some acrylic paint and a roller, obviously a gel plate, and then you're going to need some botanicals. So I'm going to use some ferns that I've pressed here today. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start off with the acrylic paint. So you're going to just do your standard gel print, botanical gel print, which I've shown in a lot of my videos, but I'll talk you through it again. So this is a Liquitex acrylic paint I'm using here, but a lot of different types of acrylic paint will work. And this is a gel press plate. I think it's a 3x5 gel plate, but you can use any size. So you just want a small amount of paint in the middle of your plate, and you're just going to roll that out with your roller. And just make sure you've spread it evenly across your plate, and don't press down too hard because you don't want to have the lines that the roller has made. The more you roll on your plate, the more paint will get lifted off. So if you think you've used a little bit too much, you can roll it off on your piece of scrap paper and just roll it again, like so. Okay, so now I'm just going to place my ferns onto the plate. Some of these I've used before, some I haven't. Just like this. I'm trying to put the spine side down, but because I think it gives a bit of a more defined image, but it's really up to you. And then you need a piece of paper. I'm just going to use some white copier paper, and you're just going to place that down onto your plate. This is basically to remove all of your excess paint so that you'll have a nice ghost image on your plate. So just smooth it down, making sure the paper doesn't move, because you don't want your leaves to move around and get a blurred image. And I tend to do this bit with my hands, but you can use a roller if it's easier for you. I find that the warmth of the palm of my hand can help to like dry the paint. Like so. Okay, when you think you've done it, you can just pull back your page. If there are any bits you want to go back over, you can. There we go. All right, so we'll just leave that piece of paper to one side and then pull the ferns off. Now at this point, just like with any ghost print that I tend to do, you just want the paint to dry onto the plate. So just give it like a couple of minutes. It shouldn't take very long. It's quite warm here today, so the paint will dry relatively quickly. If you want to give it a helping hand, you can use a hairdryer or a heat gun, as long as it's on a low setting and you don't hold it over the plate for too long. You can just dry it out a little bit. Okay, so then just to check, you can just go over it with your hand. You see a little bit of paint still coming off, so it's probably slightly damp still. Like I say, if you don't have a hairdryer or a heat gun, it really doesn't take that long for the paint to dry. Yeah, I think it's dry now. Okay, so for this stage, you want to make sure that you've got your... Now for this part, you want to make sure that you've got your wooden shapes ready. So if you just leave them here. And then you'll notice that the first layer of paint that I've put on is a darker colour of paint. So then for your second layer, you want to use a lighter colour. This is just so the colours are contrasting, otherwise you won't pick up much detail. So I'm going to use this Pear Bayo paint. It's actually a metallic, kind of got a metallic paint, tinge to it. So just want, again, a very small amount of paint in the middle of your plate. You really don't need very much. And you're just going to spread that out with your roller. Like that. Before anything dries, you want to choose which areas you think of the fern might be pretty to do a print with. So we'll press it down there. Press it down there. Press it down there. There. Might do one of my little dragonflies as well. There we go. You can do as many as you can fit on the plate, but just try and make sure you place them over your ghost print. And the more interesting parts of your ghost print. Now I'm just going to place another piece of paper down on top, just to try and make sure that I've pressed these pieces of wood onto the plate as firmly as I can, because when I pull it up, I want to make sure that these hearts have, or dragonfly, have picked up as much paint as possible. So you're just going to smooth them down, just like with any ghost print. Really, the paper is just to mean that I don't move them by accident or touch the plate with my hands, but you don't have to have the piece of paper. And it also helps you to gauge if paint is sticking or not. You do need to try and make sure you get these wooden plates down onto your second layer of paint as quick as possible as well, because acrylic paint does dry quite quickly. Okay, right, so okay, right, so let's just move that piece of paper to one side. So you just want to make sure that they've been pushed right down, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, so having left them for maybe a couple of minutes, I am going to see if I can pull any of these up. What you're looking is that your heart will have picked up everything off the plate, and you can see there it really has, so that's great. I'm just going to pull each of them up now. You can see the shape that's been left behind, which is quite pretty. So there you can see that one. It's got quite a pretty pattern on it. There you go. So you'll see each of them has virtually left no paint behind on the plate, which is just what we need. We need it to pull everything up. There we go. Okay, so that I'm just going to leave them all to one side, and then clean up my plate. So just because it might be interesting, I'm going to pull another print. See what comes out of it. I'll just use the same colour again. Just spread out the paint across the plate, and this will just clear off my paint, my plate. Just going to use a bit of scrap paper here, just to pull a print. Smoothing it down just to make sure it pulls everything up and almost dries onto the plate. Doesn't seem to want to put everything up on this one. Most of it's coming up, that's fine. As you can see, you've got some quite nice little shapes there. That's quite pretty. So you might want to cut that out and collage it and use it in something else. Anyway, we'll leave that to one side. We don't need the gel plate for the next stage of the process, so that we can get rid of that. So what I'm going to do next is actually paint them with a bit of gloss. So you just need some gloss varnish. So I've just got gloss varnish for acrylic medium. And then we're just going to paint each of one of these just so that, that it holds the colour on it. You may need more than one coat on these, so I'm just going to do one coat for now and then leave them probably for a couple of hours and then do a second coat. You don't have to use gloss varnish, you could use a matte finish varnish if you wanted to. There we go. They've all got a nice layer of varnish on them, so I'm going to leave them for a couple of hours before I come back to them. Okay, so I've now coated all my little wooden shapes with 2 coats of the varnish, and if you can see, they've got like a bit of a glossy finish to them now. So they should be ready for the next stage. So there's a couple of different things you can use for the next stage. So I've got these little badge bits that you can stick to the back of your little badges, or there's these little pins that you can stick to the back of your badges. So what I'm going to do is stick these ones, the badge ones, on, because I think they look better with these ones. But if you're doing something a bit smaller, then the pin ones are probably best to use. And I'm going to use this B7000 glue, as it works really well for jewellery. Okay, so to do that, all you need to do is just add a little bit of glue to the back of each of these. And then just add them to the back of your wooden badge. This stuff takes usually a little while to glue, so I tend to leave them overnight before I try and use them, just so that I know that they've glued on properly. If you do use this glue, it does tend to work quite well. It's quite strong, so yeah, it's definitely a good one to use. You definitely want something that's going to glue metal onto wood and quite firmly. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to do. Okay, and then the last one on there. So like I say, I'm now going to leave these overnight to glue properly, and then I'll be able to see how they work. While we wait for these ones to dry, I just thought I'd show you some other ones that I made. I actually did an art show yesterday, and I sold a few of them at it. I've got these rabbits, and I've got some dragonflies, some bigger hearts, a cat, little butterfly pins. So these ones I've used actual pins on rather than the badges, and then some birds. And if you notice, they've all got different foliage on, or that one I used a roller to create a pattern on the plate. Yeah, and different foliage and different angles and stuff. So really you can just experiment with this and try all sorts of different things, and you can maybe make some really nice badges. If anyone's interested, I'll probably be getting some of these little badges onto my Etsy shop at some point. So if you're interested, keep your eyes open. Okay, so I've left these to dry overnight, and now as you can see, they're quite nice and tight and not going to come off, and you can pin these on. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today, and I hope it inspires you to go off and have a go at this this project yourself. Please like and please subscribe, and if you could give me a hype, then it helps me to gain more followers. Also, if you'd like to comment, if you've got any questions, then please do ask. I love hearing from you. And I will try and leave some links in my show notes to let you know where you can get some of these bits and pieces so you can have a go at this yourself. Thanks so much. Bye.